1/2 twist straight.
What did you think?
He had a little bit of an over twist. If you watch it as he's coming around, he's over twisting. He's almost going to turn and face the camera as he enters the water. That got him scores of 3.5 and 4. Our next diver is Ryan Lee. He's also doing a forward dive and a half twist. This is one of his better dives. Ryan stuck that one right in the water for 5.5, 6.5. As Ryan is going up, he's going to get a great top, great set over the top. Hands locked together, almost no splash. We can see the saves underwater, the judges can't. Great dive.
He had a lot of 6.5s for that dive.
Tony Sibley from Galesburg High School, a forward dive, 1/2 twist. Tony's just glad to be here. He's not sure how his last 3 dives are going to go. He's got to keep his head up on his takeoff.
A lot of 5s, 5.5s, and a 4.5 in there as well.
Okay. Nice dive. You got it up off the board, head in place. Got a pretty good entry. A little heavy, though, on the judges. They didn't like it. Corey Weaver, Libertyville, back dive, pike. Corey needs to stay in on the board, keep his chest in line, and reach straight up in order to drive this ball, dive into the water.
He's currently in 8th position as we get rolling. And he didn't really hit that one, did he?
No, as you can see, the judges didn't like it too much. 4.5s and 5s. As he starts, he's leaning backwards with his head in his chest, so he's way out, far from the board. You want to stay within the first 3 to 4 feet.
Well, this guy ought to show us that. Matt Whitfield from Glenbrook South, our current leader.
A forward dive pike. One of Matt's strengths is his height. He gets up very high off the board and has plenty of time to drop it in the water.
And a nice ovation from the crowd as well. And a 9 up on the board.
Well, as you can see, the judges liked it. Matt got up very well. He's got a great press, arms over the top. He did travel out a little bit, but his entry was just beautiful. Toe point, straight down to the bottom. Kevin Duda is a freshman. He's doing a forward dive, 1/2 twist. He needs to really take his time and ride the board. He's very light, so he's got to wait for the board.
Pretty nice dive.
Very nice dive. He got it up very well.
And a lot of 5s, a 6, 5.5, 4.5.
He almost missed the board on his takeoff. It looks like his toes were even over the edge. Gets up, looks down his arm, arms together, great entry.
We now move to further action here in the 3rd round of the State Diving Championship.
1/2 twist. His takeoffs are usually his advantage. He's been having a little problem as he's been leaving the board the last couple practice rounds by breaking at the knees.
And 5s and 6s, couple 5.5s up there, so everybody pretty well agreed here.
The judges liked it. He seemed to get off the board for a little bit of a break, but it was right at the beginning, so the judges didn't bother it.
Well, here's a dive I think everybody's kind of anxious to see.
Yeah, Jason is doing the most difficult dive in the book. A forward 1.5 somersault with 3 twists. 3 twists. I get too dizzy doing 2.
Hey, he did that pretty well.
He did an excellent dive.
6, 6.5s up there.
He was up high. He got some great tight twisting action. He waited for the board. He knew where he was, and he squared out and entered the water. It was a great dive. Not quite enough to catch Matt, but a great dive. Nathan Bavlik doing a forward dive, 1/2 twist straight. He's doing his voluntary dive last.
And it looked like he wanted to stay down there for a while. He just didn't quite hit that.
No, Nate has a tendency to stall at the top, and maybe that's why it's his 11th dive. When he comes off, he doesn't quite get his hips up over the top, so he stalls out right up here, and now he doesn't know what to do, and the only thing he can do is save himself by bending his knees. Kevin Francis from Libertyville, a reverse 1 1/2 somersault, 1 1/2 twist. It's a very good dive for Kevin.
And he hit that pretty well.
He hit that dive great. He kept his head in, and the body went with.
7's up there, some 6, 6.5.
At first, I thought he was going to cut it off, but he kept his head in line. He got a great height off the board, spotted, and squared it in. Andrew Wicklander is doing a forward 2 somersaults in the pike position.
Forward 2 somersaults pike.
Andrew, in order for this dive to work for Andy, he's got to make sure he doesn't cut it off. If he cuts it off, he's going to be too low, and he'll end up hitting the water before he has a chance to come out. Okay, Andy stayed with it. He was a little bit slow on his somersault, and he didn't quite have the tuck or the pike as tight as he would like. But he's up. He almost made it perfect. Little twisting on the entry. Our final diver, Joel Chandler, he's doing a forward 2 somersault pike. Joel has difficulty on this one. He doesn't normally get around fast enough. Very good.
Nice finish.
Joel did a great finish.
7's up there, 6.5, 6.
Joel got through this very well. Much tighter pike, snapped out of it, held his position right to the bottom.
All right, we'll come back and give you the awards for the diving championships here in Evanston coming up in just a minute. Here's your diving winner, Matt Whitfield from Glenbrook South. 486.2 points is almost 20 points more than anyone else. And Mark Antonoff, head diving coach at Downers Grove South, also on the IHSA Advisory Committee, presents the award. Boy, that's a strong finish for Whitfield.
Matt's a strong kid. Matt's also an all-conference middle linebacker on the high school football team, so he does more than just dive.
But he can dive.
He can dive. As you can see, he's very deliberate. Great press as he holds himself up, takes off. Great twisting, spots. A little over twisting on that last dive, but with a 20-point margin, didn't hurt him.
All right, here are the results. There you see Whitfield in first. Jason Minner, Ryan Lee, Kevin Francis, Joel Chandler from Guilford, and Andrew Wicklander, the top 6.